is about these dating shows, though, these people are usually attractive because they're not going to have, like, an ugly person in a box or something. And so, in a way, like, it's scripted, but I would honestly do Love is Blind. But, yeah, how about you, Tawanda? What?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I was just going to say, I wanted to find out which one of you guys was going Dating Naked.
Hell no, you got me effed up. No. The only Dating Naked I will go for is with my future boyfriend or husband. That's the Dating Naked I'll do.
But you don't know if he's your future husband unless you date him. Naked, maybe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Dating Naked part will probably be like the 4th or 5th date, okay, but not like legit like on an island. Like, oh yeah, why don't we just go to Napa Valley and go wine tasting naked? And that's weird. But yeah, how about you, Lee? How about anyone else want to share? Would you ever go on a dating show? This is if you're single. Like, I guess the single ones already just announced yes we would and no Tawanda wouldn't. But I'll ask you ladies this. Oh, did somebody want to speak? Okay, well, anyways, what is your favorite dating show of all time? And, Corinne, I'll ask you this first.
I would say Blind Date. I like Blind Date. I think it's cool.
I know. What happened? What happened to that show?
Yeah, I mean, they try to reboot it, but I guess for people who don't know, it literally is on blind dates, but it's funny because they have little commentaries along the way, and yeah, you get to see them along their whole date.
Yeah, that's insane. No, but that show is my favorite. And also, I also like the other one. Which one was it? There was like this short one called like Eliminate, where a guy has like 5 girls like within like one date. And it's just so funny to see these old shows, like how their dating trends were. And so, like, there would be a guy and there would be, like, 5 other girls, and then they would all be dancing in a club together. I'm like, what kind of date is this? And then he'd be like, okay, you suck at dancing. You're eliminated. I'm like, that's insane. So all the creativity. And on top of that, there was also Tomb Raiders, Room Raiders. So you would base somebody based on, like, how their room looked like. And so I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I like that show too. Only thing about that show was like they literally kidnapped you for you to go on your date.
Exactly. Yeah, they put you in a van. Oh no. The funny one I thought was always funny of all time was Parental Control, when the parents chose the date.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Man, like all these dating shows back then were so much better than things are now, like, to be honest, now that I think of it. Besides The Bachelor, it's interesting, but yeah. How about you ladies? Tawanda, Destiny, Amanda, what are your favorite dating shows?
I never heard of those shows that y'all have mentioned, so I have to go back to the Flavor of Love and I Love New York, like the drama shows.
Oh my gosh,
I think they were probably on
ones.
before. Yeah, those are crazy.
Do you remember when yeah. Go ahead.
No, you said what now?
Do you remember when Mr. Boston was on I Love New York and all those weird-looking guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Mr. Boston.
I definitely remember. God, you got a good memory. Oh, my gosh, yes.
Mr. Boston, and then there was, like, that one guy that looked like a Chip and Dale model, and then there was what was that other one? The one that had that were like 2 brothers, twin brothers. I forgot.
Chance and Real.
Yeah,
a Real Chance, something like that.
Yeah, that one was funny. Originally, wasn't New York one Flavor of Love though?
Exactly, and she got her spinoff.
Yeah, oh my gosh, those shows are funny. And there was like Rock of Love, and I was like, okay, this dating show is canceled. Nobody wants to know about Rock of Love.
And then she got a spinoff too when we were girls.
Oh yeah, she did. And then like so did and then there was like the other one. Oh my gosh, everyone had a freaking spinoff. That's crazy. Dang. Okay, So, does anyone have any questions about like online dating before like I start like giving you ladies some tips if you ever decide? Well, the single ones who decide to go on dating sites or apps.
I might need tips. I might need a brother husband thing. Just kidding.
What, girl?
You might need a second husband. What?
I'm just kidding. I can only handle one. I don't think I could survive two.
Why not?
One is a
better than
full-time
one.
job.
Just kidding.
It's a full-time job.
No, honestly, girl, I'm not even in a relationship, and I already know, like, I can't handle, like, a handful of men like I used to back then. It's so much work, and on top of that, when you have priorities, those guys shouldn't be your priority. So, like, how can you juggle so many men? Exactly. Well, anyways, anyone else have questions about dating or anything before, like, I go on with these fun tips, like, about having a profile?
I wanted to ask a question. I wanted to ask, do you guys think that some people are just on these sites for the thrill of it? They don't really care about meeting people. They just like the art of meeting a stranger and talking to them until they can get the number, but that's all they really want?
Oh, you mean like a text relationship?
Well, I mean, I've met people that said, oh, I met this guy. He seemed so awesome. I gave my number. He never called. I just think some people just are on there to pass time, and they like the thrill of being on there, but they don't really care about meeting people.
Girl, you know what? I can relate to that because, for example, like my Bumble profile is actually still up. And I'm probably going to delete it like after tonight, after thinking about us talking about all this dating and stuff. But like sometimes like I will find myself like on Bumble when I'm bored, and I'll start talking to guys, but then like maybe like going back and forth with a guy for one night, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is boring. Like I need to stop wasting my time. I need to focus on this. And so I do have my moments where I pass him, especially like when I'm sad over another guy. Like when a guy breaks my heart, on to the next. I just need a distraction, and then like I don't even meet the guy. I've had those moments. But
Exactly.
It is pretty common. It's common for us women, but like for guys, I think guys take it in another way. Well, women can at the same time too, but guys will take it as like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet this girl. And obviously, if they get really butthurt, it's because they weren't able to have sex or they didn't get the sex they wanted for trying so hard to text a girl for hours. Because one thing, too, is like if a guy's not like willing to talk to you as much, like obviously, or especially after having sex with him, he was only there for the sex. So, yeah, like it's sad how people are like on these sites, but I'll tell you this too. Being on Bumble, there are some guys that know girls are flaky. They'll even write on their profile like, I'm not here just to be pen pals and buddies. I'm looking to meet a girl. And so you'll find those people who exist that actually want to meet women. And like I said to Wanda, I'm gonna get your profile ready when you're here.
Okay, but you know what? Let me tell you, I met a guy one time on one of the sites, and he had on his profile, it says casual dating, friends with benefits, looking for marriage, and he said, his profile said looking for marriage, so I said casual dating. So we had a whole argument about my profile, and I said, well, I believe it starts as friends first. But he had a part. He was like, no, if you're looking for something serious, you should say that, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. No, Tawana, I know where you're going for because, like, even for mine, like, my Bumble, at some point, it did say, like, there's an option, like, I don't know yet, something casual, marriage-minded, long-term relationship, or like, sometimes, like, if you want something platonic, then you go to Bumble BFF. But the thing is whenever you see the term casual, this is what some people will see it as. And there's also other meanings. Like, for example, casual dating can mean this, going on casual dates and having dinner and enjoying company. Or like, it can also mean this, something casual means they're just going to go there and have sex with you. Or they're there to just have, like, dinner and sex. Like, it really depends. And so sometimes you do have to just tell people, like, yeah, like, I think it's important. Like, on my profile, you can say, like, hey, I want to be friends first, and then I would be open to would be open to have something serious down the road, but right now, like, I think we should become friends first, because maybe friendship is the fastest way or is the best way of a relationship. And so a lot of people have the tendency of, like, looking at the meanings differently. Yeah. So anyone else have questions? Going once, going twice. So I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes. It shouldn't take me 5 minutes to go over, like, these tips. So my first advice would be, one, make sure your dating bio does you justice. And so whenever like, you create a profile, you want to be able to explain who the person you are, like your hobbies and like what you enjoy doing, and maybe you want to talk about, like, your goal in life and your dislikes, but the more information you give about yourself, it's a clearer picture of you, and it paints a potential match for whoever comes across your profile. So a vague half-finished profile will make you just look shy. And so whenever you create a bio, you want to sound exciting and fun. And also, just imagine if you were meeting a guy, what would you want his bio to say? And so if you want it to be fun, so you definitely want to make sure it's something worth reading. And then it goes with your pictures as well, too. So whatever you choose for your profile pictures, my personal advice, if you do use old pictures, you should say, like, hey, this is a throwback picture of me, but also have a current picture so people can like fall in love or go on dates with a person that looks like their profile and not with their past picture. But yeah, like, it doesn't have to be like a crazy, like, what I've noticed too, some guys will use, like, professional shots of them modeling, but you don't have to be like that. Chances are people like it when you're out and about. You have friends in your pictures, or you have, like, you look creative, or you can tell that you have a hobby. So whenever you take a picture, like, find a fun picture. And then number 3, stay safe online. Don't give anyone your phone number until you trust them. Don't give them any personal information, your address, or any of that, because sometimes you don't know who you're talking to online. These people can be like crooks. They can be old men or old creepy men or creepy young men, and so it's very important to take these precautions before going on dates. And if anything, what I like to do is, if my friend is going on a date and I'm not there, I tell them to send their location. Anyways, so number 4, don't call, text, tweet, or generally contact them too much. So you do not want to come off clingy, like, whenever you talk to someone online. And so generally you want to make sure that you're patient, because chances are, whenever you guys are actually in a relationship, if it ends up being a long term, you want them to know that you're the same person. And 5, I know some people say leave Facebook stalking out of it, but I believe it's okay to look for a guy on Facebook, like, just to see who he is as a person, and if anything, it'll also, like, give you, like, judgment knowing that he's not a serial killer. Because whenever I go on these dating sites, I always want to just be careful. And then 6, meet somewhere you feel comfortable. And then 7, avoid mentioning the ex. You never ever want to talk about your exes, because that's already a red flag for most men and women. And as we close, there's like a couple more. Remember, you can afford to be selective, so you do not have to go on a date with the first person you ask out or who asks you out, but make sure you're selective. Like don't just settle for the easiest or for the less. And then 10, don't lose yourself. Don't try and be a person you're not. So whenever you go on a date, you want to be the person who you are and who you are in person. So, yeah, but anyways, is there any announcements as far as, like, our Instagram page or anything you ladies want to say before I close out?
I just want to say this is great information. It's something to really think about. Thank you.
I'm glad.
No, thank you.
Well, I know, like, Oh, you're welcome, definitely. Well, anyways,